All right, well, thank you all again for joining us for another exciting installment of the Lodge 2 interview series. Joining me today is brothers Muraldy, Gustave, and also Julian Skodzinski, and I'm Ariel Gonzalez, and we're going to be talking today about their experience in Freemasonry in general and also in Lodge 2 in particular. And one thing I do want to note is that both of these members have been part of the fraternity for a fairly short time. I think this is coming up on both of your 1-year anniversary with the Lodge. So we're very interested to hear and their perspective. So I guess we'll start first with Muraldy. Brother Muraldy, what was your experience? What brought you to Freemasonry in general, and what got you involved in wanting to pursue membership in the world's oldest fraternity?
Well, to get started, I would say growing up, I knew a lot of Freemasons. Mm-hmm. So basically, the history of it, that's one thing, because I'm passionate about history. Mm-hmm. So when I was looking for what the Freemason actually do and what they stand for, mm-hmm. I was very interested. And that was the main reason that when I get to the age, let's say mm-hmm. around like 20 something, I have a friend that we usually talk, and I was telling him how interested I am, and he was the same way. He was interested in joining too. He actually part of the lodge in Florida. Mm-hmm. So when he joined, he said, "Hey man, we've been talking about that for a long time. I did it. And hey, I got my first degree. Mm-hmm. I want you to try it, give it a try," and I did. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you got your first degree up here, didn't you, or did you also get
No, I actually got all my 3 degrees with Lodge 2, but that
mm-hmm.
was back in last year mm-hmm. in Jenkintown. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Julian, for you, how did you find yourself? We were very thankful to have you here, but what brought you to join this, what some might argue is a stuffy, antiquated institution? What drew you? I mean, for Muraldy, it was history, but for you?
For me, it was fraternity. I really found, I had known about it my whole life, and I wanted to know more about it my whole life. Mm-hmm. And a year ago, I found out that a few of my friends were already brothers. Mm-hmm. And so I had the in. It had a good reputation with my friends who were brothers. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like a fraternity worth joining.
Mm-hmm. And one of those brothers, I assume, is off camera right now.
Off camera at the moment.
Right, who's really the puppet master behind all of this orchestration right now. And we're also thankful for him as well, Brother Mike Vivas, who we'll be interviewing at a later point. He doesn't know yet, but we will be. And so I guess for both of you, so you've heard about the fraternity, I don't know, maybe also through pop culture, or is it principally through family and friends that you'd heard, what the organization was in terms of, well, I guess one question I have is, your experience now that you've been inducted, without going too much into ritual and all the secrets and stuff that we can't divulge on YouTube or any form of media, would you say that it has, are there certain myths or things that might have been dispelled after you joined the fraternity?
Yeah.
Actually,
Muraldy's like, I've got something.
I would say yeah. Mm-hmm. Actually, I think in every country, they do their rituals and tradition are different. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of things that I used to hear back at home, mm-hmm. which what we do here is mm-hmm. way different. Okay. So, yeah.
Yes. Good things, I hope. They're all good things, right?
Good things.
Okay,
good
wonderful.
Things.
Yeah, and I would say that the biggest myth that was busted for me was that it's a secret society. Instead, it's actually a society with secrets, mm-hmm. Which seems like a nuanced difference, but it's a very interesting one. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, I think we're very bad at kind of being discreet. We have monuments and buildings and Ben Franklin everywhere and giant structures with square and compasses. And certainly, I don't know, I mean, one of the things that I was familiar with before I joined the fraternity was um, the Da Vinci Code, or like obviously there was National Treasure, and we don't know where the treasure is, at least as far as the record, let the record show. But there's that. I think sometimes that's also something that draws people to the organization. But obviously, history and fraternity are two things as well. As far as joining now in this building, which definitely helps, right? We're in this big, beautiful building, but also there's, I think, 14, 15 other lodges that meet in this building. What drew you to Lodge 2 in particular?
It's a simple question. The man behind the camera.
Is that what it is? Yes.
Yeah, I had a couple friends who were in Lodge 2, and it made me want to join.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Muraldy, for
Yeah,
you?
for me, it was a totally different story, actually.
Mm-hmm. You didn't know the man behind the camera?
I didn't know
I didn't know the man behind the camera before I joined either, so you're in good company.
So actually, when I put my petition in, I did through the Grand Lodge website.
Mm-hmm.
So that was back in 2020, and the pandemic that happened. Nobody actually got back to me, so I reached out back around like 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to somebody that referred me to Pete. So I met with Pete. We talked a couple times actually. And Pete invited me to dinner at the Takani Lodge, which was like pretty cool. I met a lot of brothers over there. And Pete was telling me about Lodge 2. And one time I came out to Maggiano for dinner. And I came in too, and just to get a tour of the building, and I fell in love since then. So that was it, yeah.
Cool. And as far as, I guess, what gets you, and I don't know how to phrase this without making it sound like, we're desperate to have you. We are desperate to have you, but we're also, but what draws you to keep coming back to the meetings in particular? Like now that you know specifically what Lodge 2 does, because again, some people like different elements of it. I mean, some like the history, the structure, the ritual. Some people like the ritual. Some people like the philanthropy. Are there particular things that you gravitate towards in terms of your involvement in the lodge that really stand out to you, and that's why you like that you may not get in some other sphere of your life or some other organization that you might already be a part of? So I guess Muraldy, I'll start with you.
Actually, it's the core value. It's the core value. Actually, I'm the type of person that I was a little bit, I can say, scared of speaking public. So that was one of my things. I was a little bit scared because of my accent. I was afraid that people don't laugh at me and all that. But when I came to the meeting here, I can be myself. I can actually talk, and the border, if I said something wrong, they actually help me with it. So public speaking is one of them. And also, the brotherly love, you guys actually, the thing that we do, more like we do cigarette night, and we do activities together on Saturdays and stuff. Some Saturdays, last Saturdays, right? So which pretty cool, because I do not have a lot of friends, so I don't really go out like that. But when I'm with you guys, I feel like I'm around my brothers. Like I feel safe and happy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy to have you. And then Julian, for you, I guess.
For me, I would agree. I think the biggest thing, I got brought in by friends, and everyone else in Lodge became my friend. And that fraternity is a large part of why I come back. I mean, it's a great organization to be a part of. And outside of that, I think it keeps me honest as far as philanthropy. And honestly, it keeps me honest with keeping up with my new friends. There's set time to meet. There's a set time to donate blood, to help out others. And I get to put it in my calendar, and that stays sacred. So.
Right. No, I think that's true too. I mean, that's something that I find appealing as well, is the fact that on a certain day of the month, like one day a month, in our case the first Tuesday, but it varies from lodge to lodge, that whether or not you're able to make it to a particular meeting, your friends are going to be there, and whether or not you can make, if you can't make it that night, the following month we're going to be there again. So it's kind of has that structure that you know that there's that cadence of on a monthly basis you'll be able to catch up with new and old friends.
Yeah.
I guess, and this is a bit of a tangent, but would you say at least now, especially, it's not lost on us that you kind of represent a younger demographic than what's traditionally represented in Freemasonry? Would you say it's, I guess, easier to meet friends here than in other avenues of your life or in general?
I would say 100%. I think in modern times, especially after social media and everything got established, it's been really difficult to find new friends.
Okay.
I know people from high school, I know people from college, and a lot of them, they moved or our friendship fell off, but joining the lodge has really helped me make new friends without having to go on, run clubs or certain specific things,
And Muraldy, for you?
Oh yeah, I will agree. Actually, it's easier to make friends here because it's always better to make friends with people that share the same interests as you. More like helping your community, self-improvement and all that. So yeah, I think it's better
Yeah.
to make friends here.
And you in particular, you've been really involved in a lot of our social act. Like, I mean, you were with us at Howie's house when we were volunteering there, and then you've been to the cigar nights, and also I think we had a bowling night last year. So you're definitely really active, not only in the lodge, but also outside. And I'm curious, do either of you, kind of to that point of like meeting other Masons, have you met other Masons, just not like through officially visiting other lodges, but just like on the wayside, like at work or walking around town? Like, I don't know, do you wear any rings or lapel pins or anything that would identify you as a Mason that you've been kind of approached?
I did start wearing a ring. Nobody has yet noticed, but I've run into at least one brother who has visited us at Lodge 2 at a bar, and we greeted each other warmly, and it was very nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how about you, Muraldy?
Yeah, actually, I met a few Masons because most of the time they were wearing a hat or something else. But the last brother that I met was I went to the hospital for a checkup and all that, and he was having it like he wore a hat, and we were talking. He actually from a lodge, I think that was in Media, PA.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty nice, But we kept contact. He said anytime I can come up there and visit his lodge, but I haven't done that yet. But sure, I don't know if you will be watching this video, but I will be coming to your lodge one day.
No, but it is good. It's like I've never experienced it in any other nonprofit organization that I've been a part of, where, once someone knows, and especially if you go abroad or even go out of state for whatever reason, like why you would leave Pennsylvania is beyond me. But if you were to find yourself outside of the Commonwealth, and someone sees your lapel pin, you will be welcomed like a long-lost brother. Like, they won't know anything about you other than the fact that you're a Mason, and your ritual may be slightly different, but they will, and I've never seen that in any other, like, that kind of camaraderie and welcoming. So yeah, it's definitely something to look forward to, especially since you guys have a long time to get involved in the fraternity as well. And I'm surprised, are any of you involved in any of the appendant bodies yet? It's okay if you're not. We would prefer that you stay in Blue Lodge.
Not yet.
Okay.
No, yeah, I was told to wait for a little
Yes,
bit.
do that.
Yeah.
Don't.
We waiting.
Yes.
Waiting.
Some people do go that route where they basically just like, oh yeah, well now I'm a Mason and now I'll join York Rite or Scottish Rite, not looking at anybody in particular who's off camera. But it's something that definitely, there's so many opportunities, not only within Blue Lodge, so like the individual lodges that we are a part of, but you could go and you could do philanthropy through Shriners Children's, you could join York Rite, you could join Scottish Rite, you could join any of the appendant bodies, and they have their own philanthropies and their own social events too, and certainly to meet more people as well. I guess my last question for both of you is, I know it's only been a short period of time, but would you say that, what would you say, how has Freemasonry helped you in terms of personal development or personal growth? So Muraldy, I guess we can start with you.
I can say being around good energy actually helped me a lot. Actually helped me with my public speaking a little bit. I'm not a pro yet, but I'm getting there. And also pushed me to do more in my community, like helping people, which for self improvement, this is a great thing for me.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Julian, for you?
For me, a specific skill that comes to mind is memorization.
Okay.
It's a huge weakness of mine, and I think that that's been something, a muscle I've been able to grow. But yeah, I think just being around people who are aiming upwards, aiming to be good and focus on good things.
Yeah, and I think the other thing to keep in mind too is the fact that there's people from a variety of different backgrounds and vocations that at least in my experience, I may not interact with on a regular basis. And we're all, like you were saying, Muraldy, like if you're trying to learn ritual, because none of this ritual you would learn obviously outside of the confines of the temple, right? So it's brand new to all of us. And even if you stumble or if you pause, or people want you to succeed and learn the stuff, partly because we want you to go through the chairs and maintain the longevity of the institution for now until in perpetuity, but partly because we want to see you grow as well. And it definitely, public speaking and also the philanthropy that we do, it certainly helps people do that. I know I personally was not a particularly good public speaker when I first started out, and I think just being in a room of people who are supportive of you and want you to succeed certainly helps in that endeavor. And then eventually it just becomes, frankly, like second nature. And then if you decide, which there's no pressure, but if you decide to go up the chairs and end up in the Worshipful Master's office, I think the first couple of months when you do it, like they usually say, even though the term is only a year, that you should do it for 2, because the first year you're spending the entire time learning, and then the second year you have the cadence, you have the familiarity, that it's pretty old hat, and then you don't even think about it anymore, about like talking in front of a group of people. It just comes second nature. So I completely and wholeheartedly agree with that assessment. So I think that's all we have today for this installment of the Lodge 2 interview series. So thank you for joining us. And remember, 2 wrongs don't make a right, but 3 rights make a left. That's it. And that's today's top tip. All right, that's all I got. Thank you.